Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Did you have on your bingo card that we would wake up today and Scooter Braun would be dragged into this? Was that on anyone's bingo card? It certainly wasn't on mine, but that is what happened. This dropped last night around the same time as Brian Friedman's TMZ interview, which we're going to pull up again because I want to talk about one little piece that I keep getting questions about from a PR perspective. But make yourself at home, guys. First, I want to say thank you so much. Yesterday, we had a goal of 11,000 subscribers. We were like 50 or 60 off at the start of the day yesterday. And halfway through the day. We've just blown past that and we're inching towards 12,000 now. So thank you so much. I feel so honored. This is an incredible community and I couldn't do this without you guys. And I have to admit, every day I am shocked that anyone cares about the PR and media manipulation of this case because it's different and it's very niched. So thank you for caring about what I have to say. How are you guys doing today? Yes, please like the stream, hang out with us. If you are interested in more of the media manipulation, PR angle, branding angle, that's what we talk about here. I have over 15 years of experience in the branding and marketing space with a particular interest in narrative control on both social media apps and on Google. And it's called often what you'll hear is SEO manipulation. So we look at it from a little bit different angle from other places, but it gives you a different perspective on the moves that people are making within pop culture stories. So let's dive in, guys. Girl, it's going to be 15K by the end of the week. Will that be amazing? I might faint, to be honest. Might faint. I'm always shocked that anyone cares about this stuff. Okay, so I woke up this morning and saw this. And right away, one of the things I look at, I want to mention too, I'm on a hard stop today because I have a client at noon Eastern. So we're going to keep it on point today. We're going to talk about Scooter. We're going to talk about a certain aspect of what Brian Friedman said from the TMZ interview. And then Blake Lively's picture branding she did with Vogue, which is just, it's very Blake. But this is really interesting to me because what it looks like from the headline is Scooter Braun himself is being subpoenaed, which isn't really the case. I know so it says Blake's version, clever play on Taylor's version. Scooter Braun's HYBE America subpoenaed by Taylor Swift's pal in Justin Baldoni battle. At the end of the day, you didn't really have to put Scooter Braun in the title, but especially right now is it his documentary that he has coming out, and especially with his name coming up in the media around Taylor Swift because she bought back her masters. That is one reason you're going to see, like, I didn't even know what HYBE was. Hadn't even heard of it. So it's an easy way to get a headline trending, but then also Blake with Taylor's name in it. I mean, it was obviously Blake's team that leaked this information. I don't know who else would. So to have it in the headline where it's both Blake and Taylor, I mean, she just had to get her name brought back into it, apparently, Blake. No. And you gotta love, which I've noticed in the last few days, there's been multiple articles I've seen that, there's no way to prove Blake's team leaked them, but in multiple articles, they call Taylor Swift her friend, her bestie, her pal, which is interesting as well. Blake is working overtime to really push that narrative that they are still besties. I don't know. I can't see that being the case, but I have been surprised by crazier things in 2025. The amount of times I've said that is wild in 2025 because I am at a loss of words for anything else. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. So what does the article say? Blake Lively just had a major win in her multi-lawsuit and multi-million-dollar legal battle with Justin Baldoni. And now Taylor Swift's pal, I wonder how Taylor feels about that, is opening up a brand new battlefield with the Shake It Off star's grand nemesis and his company. This is wild the way it's written. This is wild. Former mega manager and very public Baldoni buddy. See, and that's interesting to me as well, because I can't find that they're like friends. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but I can't find anywhere where, yes, there's this picture of them. Maybe they are. But it's just, again, it's interesting, right? And if Blake's team had potentially maybe leaked this information, well, it's like, look, Taylor, we hate him too. I hate him too. So let's come over here with me on my side. We can have the same enemies because it's just really interesting to link it up as if they're besties, Baldoni and Buddy Scooter Braun. I thought that was a really interesting way to put it. HYBE America is being subpoenaed in the sprawling case. A notice of subpoena was sent today, so it would have been yesterday, Tuesday, the 10th, from Lively's lawyer with the first attempt to serve set for Thursday. So he's apparently I don't know much about Braun. He's been the CEO of the U.S. arm of the K-pop corporation HYBE since early 2023. About 2 years after I'll never be able to pronounce that, his holdings merged with this K-pop corporation HYBE. Again, I don't know much about it. And just over a $1 billion deal. Someone has to fill me in. You guys likely know more than me. Where did Scooter Braun get all his money? I need to know the history of Scooter Braun. I don't know his history, but where did he get all this money? I'm very curious to know how he made a name for himself. It goes further. This new subpoena seeks to cover up any documents and information about his work, it looks like, or his connection to Melissa Nathan and what she did with the It Ends With Us director. So it says a co-defendant in Lively's New York suit against Baldoni and his core team, Nathan has been portrayed as one of the masterminds behind the alleged astroturfing smear campaign last year against Lively. Nowhere near any potential settlement, and with Baldoni on the back foot after Monday's dismissal of his $400 million countersuit against Lively, Ryan Reynolds and others, Lively versus Baldoni is set to go to trial on March 9th, 2026 in federal court in New York City. Whatever info Lively's lawyers might acquire from HYBE America and Braun could play a big role in the behind the scenes, I'm guessing BTS, behind the scenes, of what really went down on It Ends With Us and in the aftermath, especially if it can prove illuminating in what federal judge Louis J. Lyman called a feud between PR firms. I mean, I think it's obvious that this is a feud between PR firms at the end of the day. Blake Lively's playing that game. An owner of, okay, I don't think we need to read all of this. In August 2024, texts from former Joneswork publicist Jennifer Abel over reports of Baldoni hiring Nathan and Tag to shine up his image amid rumblings of discontent on the It Ends With Us production. There should be a period there. This article is a bit tough to read. It's a hard read, I'm not going to lie. After the introduction to Sharp Elbow Nathan to Baldoni's team, they received a hefty dose of coverage. Abel wrote, "At least they didn't mention Scooter." So it looks like Scooter Braun was mentioned in a text message. At least they didn't mention Scooter. And now they're going after him and HYBE. So they're subpoenaing HYBE. But the thing for me is, again, this is a PR move, which I find it hilarious that this article is also saying, like the judge is calling a feud between PR firms. You can't, with a straight face, say this isn't PR from Blake's side with a title like that. It's exactly what it is. So it looks like tomorrow is when they are going to serve that subpoena. Or is this a video of Justin and Scooter? So Lively's rep said they're not commenting on this when contacted by Deadline on Tuesday. Baldoni's lawyers did not respond to Deadline's request for comment. Neither did Braun's publicist, Nathan, though the latter did point out the subpoena was for HYBE America, not Braun personally, which is interesting because that's also the move that was done with Taylor's lawyer. So it was the lawyers that were subpoenaed, not Taylor Swift directly. Handed to lawyers this afternoon, the notice of subpoena to HYBE America and hence its CEO Braun, who stepped back from talent management in recent years, comes after a rough 36 hours for Baldoni and crew. So it talks about the lawsuit. To that, Braun and Baldoni appeared together in a more than hour-long film 2018 roundtable on men in the Me Too movement, produced by the actors Wayfair Studios, with the company's CEO, Jamie Heath, another defendant in Lively's case, and others. "We are all flawed," Braun notes at one point. Ever since Lively filed her text message Rich SH and retaliation complaint with California's Civil Rights Department on December 20th, Nathan and fellow publicist Abel have insisted they crossed no line and engaged in no dark arts. With unflattering text on display in various filings, the duo maintained that they plan to protect their client against allegations of misconduct from Lively as the Sony distributed It Ends With Us was released. They never had to because the internet hated Lively all on its own. What you doing, Tundra? You coming to hang out? Though at one point, as noted in court-filed correspondence, there is a conversation. See, that's what I'm talking about. There's no proofreading. There's a conversation about planting stories about the weaponization of feminism and how people in Blake's circle, like Taylor Swift, have been accused of utilizing these tactics to bully into getting what they want. Oh, no, we can't eat that, sweetheart. Come on. Sweetheart. You can lie over here if you want. Hi. The irony of sorts is that Braun and his company is being pulled into this just a couple of weeks after Swift saw a subpoena against her dropped by Baldoni's side, who said they got most of what they wanted voluntarily. I still want to know what that is. Of course, less than 2 weeks ago, Swift also bought back all of her music catalog, so we found out about that. That was big news. Braun purchased Swift's old label, Big Machine, back in 2019, and all of it was owned all of her masters. Okay, we don't need to know all of this. But see, that's what I mean. It's also setting up like this history with Scooter Braun. Then it gets into what we learned Monday, setting a June 23rd deadline. Judge Lyman is permitting Baldoni and his inner circle with the right to file a trimmed new amended complaint that focuses on allegations of tortious interference with contract relating to Lively and Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds and a breach of implied covenant specifically to Lively. As one would expect no less, his attorney Brian Freeman has his own point of view on what the dismissal really means. He says, Miss Lively and her team's predictable declaration of victory is false. So let us be clear about the latest ruling. While the court dismissed the defamation-related claims, the court has invited us to amend 4 of the 7 claims against Miss Lively, which will showcase additional evidence and refined allegations. He added, this case is about false accusations of SH and retaliation in a non-existent smear campaign, which Miss Lively's own team conveniently describes as untraceable because they cannot prove what never happened. Most importantly, Miss Lively's own claims are no truer today than they were yesterday. And with the facts on our side, we march forward with the same confidence that we had when Miss Lively and her cohorts initiated this battle and look forward to her forthcoming deposition, which I will be taking. And then he thanks the support of the internet sleuths. So honestly, it just seems like a headline grab, to be honest. I could be wrong, but I'm getting the sense that Blake Lively and Leslie Stone are addicted to headlines and being in the news. I think that is I think that's legit. They don't do proper research. Why would they proofread? I mean, it's also a very legitimate question. It was a tough read. But I would say this feels very much like Blake Lively kind of planted information. And again, it puts her name attached to Taylor Swift in the headlines. Let's actually see. I want to see if this. Yeah, it's not trending for Taylor at this point. But I'll show you what I mean when you keyword hack or hijack. So if you go under Taylor Swift news, and this is what I was saying yesterday. So if you watched my content yesterday about Brian Freeman's statements, I said he did a great job using the word victory. Now, it seems to have lost some momentum it was gaining in SEO and on Google. We'll have a look at that. But hacking the word victory, it started to put his interviews above all the Blake Lively victory tour posts and PR that she was pushing out, right? So when you're hacking a keyword, what you want to do is not just get yours to be trending, your article or your narrative to be trending, but you want to be pushing down what you don't want to be seen. So when he put victory in everything he was saying, like they're false or fake victory tour, it was the idea is not just to get him trending, but to push down in Google in search results, whatever she had been saying about this victory tour. All right, so this is under Taylor Swift's name. For those that are newer to the channel, first, welcome. Hit subscribe, like, hang out with us. But you want control. Something I say on basically every video, because I know there's new friends to every video, is you want control of your first 2 pages of Google as a public figure or a business, especially for celebrities. You want control of the first 2 pages minimum. Taylor Swift is usually so good that you're looking at the first 8 to 10 pages that she has control over, although not so much since all of this mess with Blake. So we have at the top, Taylor Swift files restraining order against alleged stalker. So that's the #1 story that is being pushed. There has been some pushback, which I don't want to push back on her in regards to this because it's horrific. Some of the stuff, when you start to read the letters, there is some pushback that people are, questioning online saying, is it for SEO? Is it to control the narrative that it was filed now? Because this guy's been doing this for over a year. I don't know. But either way, she should have a restraining order on this guy. And I do think she probably should have had one a lot earlier. When you start to read the stuff this guy was sending her, it was wild. But that's first. So in one way, yes, she has controlled the narrative. So the first thing you're seeing, she has controlled the narrative. So she was granting a restraining order against the alleged stalker. Second's trending, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift attend wedding in Tennessee. That is still trending. It is, steps out at family wedding. But what's piggybacking on that is some planted stories around, are they or aren't they getting married? Now, when you look back, it's interesting because, and I'll get some pushback from Swifties, but I'm going to say it. Say it anyway, because I give you guys the truth on PR and what I see. When you look back and whenever there's been like a little bit of controversy for Taylor, there's always stories that some start coming out like, ooh, clues that they're getting married, or is there a baby? Those types of articles start to get seeded. That's narrative seeding. And they start to get seeded. So we are starting to see that come out as well. Your hair looks great. Oh, thank you. It's called humidity, and I can't do anything else with it when there's humidity. So thank you. So we're seeing that Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift attend wedding in Tennessee. This as well, it was really good for PR at the end of the day. It was fantastic for PR, allows her to control the narrative. And there we go. Note sparks major Taylor Swift rumors. So we have those narrative seedings around this apparent, like something she was wearing. It was a paper ring or something. I don't know, something on her finger. And people are like, oh my gosh, that means a wedding. Oh my gosh, this envelope means they're married. It's narrative seeding. Well, just fine. You go, girl. I want you to have control of your narrative. Everyone should have control. And also, who would want Blake Lively having control of your narrative? I mean, no, thank you. I'd be wearing a fake paper ring too to take back control. What else? Okay, Travis packed his gym bag is trending. But look at this. So her team's really great at this. They have control of almost a full page. And then you come down here and Scooter Braun's next. Scooter Braun reflects on Taylor Swift on podcast. And then Blake Lively's lawyer on Taylor Swift's role in legal fight on CNN. Oh, come on. So, okay. We're going to click on that, but that's 1 day ago. All right, guys, this is when you start to go, nothing's a coincidence. So Blake Lively's lawyers, let's click and see what it says before what is going on? Oh no, I don't want to watch a video. Oh, it's going to get me in trouble. All right, well, let's play and see what they say.
Brought up Blake Lively's friend Taylor Swift. Swift was subpoenaed when text exchanges between Baldoni and Lively were revealed to include the name Taylor. Swift's representative says she was not involved in the movie in any way beyond licensing one song for the film. And at the time, you slammed Baldoni's team for bringing Taylor Swift into this. How did that impact your client?
Yeah, Jake, it's no accident that they brought her into this. That the scenario planning document I mentioned from August of 2024 mentions one of the things they planned to do was to plant stories discussing the weaponization of feminism, including how people in Blake Lively's circle, specifically Taylor Swift, have been accused of weaponizing feminism.
Okay, we just have to pause there for a second. I wasn't expecting it to actually be an interview. How did this go? Guys, how did this go unnoticed? Her lawyers a day ago did an interview with CNN, bringing Taylor Swift into it again? What? What?
Isn't to bully people. This was the plan from long before there was a lawsuit to bring Taylor Swift into this, to accuse them both together of weaponizing feminism. So it was no surprise that they tried to bring her into this.
So, sorry guys, I have to keep pausing. I was not expecting it to be this long. I'm just a little bit shook right now. I was not expecting this. This clearly went under the radar. Matt Gottlieb, Blake Lively's lawyer, was mentioning Taylor Swift's name yesterday, and then we get an article about Scooter Braun and Taylor Swift. Guys, that is not a coincidence.
This lawsuit, she has nothing to do with the claims or defenses in this case, and I don't think the court is going to allow the actual claims in this case to be distracted by this or anything else.
All right. Well, I did not know there was ever an interview with Matt Gottlieb where he brought up Taylor Swift. But there you go. All right. Well, you learn new things every day, and that was posted yesterday. So CNN's Jake Tapper speaks with Blake Lively's attorney, Mike Gottlieb, about how Taylor Swift was brought in a legal battle. So we have that trending yesterday. I don't know if that interview was literally done yesterday or they're pulling it from the archives to like push a narrative, but it's not a coincidence when you get multiple articles or multiple posts from now CNN, I can't remember the original one, that are linking Blake Dateline or not Dateline. Oh, Jesus. Deadline, not Dateline. Guys, it's a day already. It's a day already. What day is it? Wednesday. Oh my God, it's only Wednesday. It's going to be a week. That's not a coincidence. So her name was brought into it multiple times by Blake Lively. So Blake Lively is dragging, and her team is dragging Taylor Swift back into this. He goes on to say Blake's case is alleged. Oh my goodness. So that's interesting. But here we go. Still on page 1 for Taylor Swift. Scooter Braun reflects on Taylor Swift feud on podcast. But there you go. Deadline's one of the top ones. Interesting. So Blake Lively and Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's legal fight with Blake Lively. All right. So either way, we have Scooter Braun being dragged into it today. Blake's lawyers are bringing Taylor Swift back into the headlines. How are you guys feeling about this? Blake Lively's lawyer says her alleged claims and has a reporter say he did things. Yeah. She uses names like they're accessories for her outfits. I agree. Just hit the docket. Blake can add more emotional distress claims, not just medical ones. Interesting. Let's see if we can pull that up. So she's emotionally distressed. So Blake has hurt feelings. Didn't Ryan make fun of Justin for hurt feelings? So Blake's allowed to claim hurt feelings, but no one else is allowed to. I'm not seeing anything from, what's the date today? Today's the 11th. I'm not seeing anything from today. Now I do see this. What time is it? We can go over this quick. I do see this from yesterday. Judge Lyman. Oh, there was the ruling of docket number 266 that the claims are not dismissed. The court will preclude Lively from offering any evidence of emotional distress, referred to medical evidence of emotional distress. The ruling did not preclude Lively from offering evidence of garden variety emotional distress. What does that mean? What is garden variety emotional distress versus... So hurt feelings, Blake, you had hurt feelings. How does your husband feel about you fighting for hurt feelings? This live has just gone off the rails. There is so much happening that is just blowing my mind on this live. Welcome to the channel as a member. It's so nice to have you. Oh my goodness. So there you go, guys. Blake can offer evidence of garden variety emotional distress. Just not medical. It was only medical evidence of emotional distress. So basically, she can still say everything. I don't even know how to fix the title of this after we're done because a lot has happened today. So yesterday, her team, on behalf of plaintiff Blake Lively, we write seeking clarification regarding the court's June 3rd, 2025 order denying the Wayfair party's letter motion to compel and opposition. By that order, the court denied the motion to compel information regarding the identity and treatment records of Miss Lively's healthcare providers related to emotional distress, as well as HIPAA waiver based on plaintiff's representation that the relevant claims will be withdrawn. The court also directed that the dismissal of Miss Lively's 10th and 11th causes of action for intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress, respectively, be completed by either joint stipulation of the parties or formal motion by plaintiff. Miss Lively writes to clarify that while she intends to withdraw her tort claims for emotional distress, she still pleads and intends to introduce evidence of garden variety emotional distress in connection with her other remaining claims. Is she going all the way? I thought she might drop this and end on a PR high, and that's what I actually wanted to pull up from Brian Friedman's TMZ interview. I have a video from yesterday where I play the whole thing, but wow. New here came from Dave Neal. He recommends your channel. Dave is the nicest guy. I am such a fan of Dave Neal. Genuinely such a nice guy. I love Dave. I always say, like, just the nicest thing, genuinely nicest things, because I love him. I think he's awesome. Okay, so there you go, guys. So she can basically say whatever she wants now, because now she doesn't have to prove anything. It's like, no, you don't have to show medical evidence. Just go with garden variety. I don't know. This is wild to me. So she intends to introduce garden variety. And then they bring back her words. The ruling did not preclude Lively from offering evidence of garden variety emotional distress. Well, Your Honor, the internet and probably Justin Baldoni's team needs to know, what the hell does garden variety mean? I'm stressed over this case. I have stomach ulcers over this case. We all need to know. What is garden variety emotional distress? That is wild. No wonder she's on a victory tour. She thinks she won because the judge's ruling. What her fall now through her ignorance. I think she's going to Google it, Ashley. It's bad. Google what garden variety is. It's like a legit medical term, garden variety. But if it's a medical term, then shouldn't it not be allowed? Seems weird to me. Miss Lively and Wayfair parties have agreed in principle to dismiss the 10th and 11th causes of action with prejudice. Miss Lively, however, they agreed. Miss Lively and the Wayfair parties have agreed in principle to dismiss the 10th and 11th with prejudice. Okay, so she says she's dropping it with prejudice. So that's an update too. Miss Lively, however, seeks clarification regarding the court's notation in the June 3rd order. This leaves open a potential question about what evidence may be presented if the claims are dismissed. Miss Lively respectfully requests clarification about the court on that point before signing a stipulation to dismiss the 10th and 11th causes of action with prejudice. So they agreed to Justin Baldoni's side. You know, it's interesting because here was my thought process. I thought, and we never know everything that's going on behind the scenes. Not actually Golden said something great about this today, or was it yesterday when she had a post? We don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes, right? So whether lawyers are talking about it or me with my background in PR and marketing, we don't know all the pieces they're looking at. But what I thought looked really good for Blake was the potential for her to have leveraged this situation of the defamation cases being dropped. She's flooded Google. Google is flooded. I'm going to show you guys afterwards because I'm actually shocked Brian Friedman's TMZ interview didn't make more of a splash on Google. It is flooded with, she's vindicated, she won, the emotions, she's so emotional over having won. It is flooding Google. And so there was something in the back of my mind that thought, I wonder if she's going to drop these claims and go out on a high, go out as basically what the amicus briefs were saying, that this is very hard for women, which it is. I used to be in the counseling field and supported many, usually teenagers, young adults. It's very difficult to go through these cases. It's very difficult to relive it. And the amicus briefs were setting it up for that. And I saw an option where she might be like, due to the trauma of reliving this, I'm going to step away. And she'd be leaving on a PR high. And within that vein, I know, because yesterday on my video, people were saying, yeah, but she needs permission. Justin might not let her drop it. That would be career, especially for Man Enough. If Justin has any hope of going back to the Man Enough brand, any hope of good PR, forcing her, whether it's fake allegations or not, but dragging her by her hair into court after she makes a public statement about the trauma and all of it attached to it, so she has to walk away, would not be good. I know, because I am in this industry. He would not be able to go back to Man Enough. Now, he might have said, I don't care. I'm done with Hollywood. I'm done with my brand. I'm done with it all. I'm going scorched earth, drag her to court. But it wouldn't have looked good. And I can't see the judge having forced her to court either. But it looks like, based on this, she's going to keep going. And I think it is really her only option, with Justin's team still going after the 4 remaining claims. I think that sort of forces her hand to keep going with it. But I saw a world where because I know she didn't win, but in the PR battle, she had a big win in the PR battle. Because remember, guys, we are still, those of us that get our news from I'm old, so I get my news from Google still, and YouTube kind of 50-50, but the majority of people go to Google first. YouTube is a close second. And yes, I believe we're going to continue to see a shift, but believe it or not, in terms of narrative control, Google is still one of the most important, if not the most important place to win in long-term court of public opinion. I know it sucks and I know it's crazy, but it's unfortunately the case. So the win, even though not a legal win in the sense of she didn't prove her case, was a PR win for her. But looks like she wants to take it all the way. So she says, by dismissing these causes of action, Ms. Lively is agreeing to forego the presentation of evidence of treatment. Okay, so that's what she's dropping. She's foregoing the presentation of evidence of treatment by healthcare providers, because there probably wasn't. I genuinely don't think there was. Not more than anything else, is I just can't see her admitting that she needs help with something. And the fact that Ryan Reynolds made fun of Justin Baldoni for hurt feelings, I can't imagine how he would torment his wife. Allegedly, I don't know. I don't know either of them. If she was like, hey, I need to get help for this, or I'm stressed, or I have postpartum, or whatever, I need to get help for this. Shh. Let her think she won. She'll sit for the deposition. Then gotcha. Yeah. I hope she sits for it. I definitely hope she sits for it. All kinds of stuff just hit the docket. Of course, I love Dave Neal. We do love Dave Neal. I saw someone say about a collab. So, okay, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Okay, you guys want to know a secret? Only you guys know this. I'm going to tell, Dave knows this too. We were supposed to. Dave reached out to me and he was like, hey, Ash, do you want to do a collab? And I was like, yes. And he had reached out around the time that I was getting wild backlash from everyone. The amount of backlash I was getting, I had closed, not closed, but deleted all my apps from my phone and took a total break from social media. And I sent Dave a message. I was like, look, I'm not meeting for our collab. So anyway, that is my fault that we have not yet. So it's totally on me, guys. He did reach out to me, and it's totally on me, because I was like, I need a break from social media and I need a break from all of it. So anyway, that's what we're seeing here. I just need to keep an eye on the time. You guys know me. I'm always trying to fit way too much in before client calls. So it looks like she wants to include garden variety. In cases where the emotional distress damages are garden variety, the plaintiff may still present her own testimony and testimony of witnesses who observed her emotional distress without providing medical corroboration. I genuinely don't I worked in that field for so long, and still to this day, there's so much stigma around seeing someone for help that I genuinely don't think, especially with how we saw Ryan Reynolds pick on Justin Baldoni for hurt feelings, that she'd feel comfortable. But again, that's my own projection from what I've seen. So this provides testimony that the plaintiff suffered humiliation, anxiety. Anxiety's like, that's walking a fine line to me, because anxiety technically is a diagnosable condition. Stress, embarrassment, loss of sleep, loss of appetite. Who's going to say loss of sleep? Ryan Reynolds? So Ryan Reynolds is going to back her up with a loss of sleep and loss of appetite. Stress can also cause loss of appetite. Claiming that she can testify to, including but not limited to, humiliation, embarrassment, stress, and anxiety. So there you go, guys. She can testify to, I don't think that's fair. What do you guys think? Do you think it's fair? I don't think it's fair. Garden variety is all she has left. Well, yeah. A garden party might be all she has left after this. She's going to be hosting garden parties with her flowers at this rate. Can't all these testimonies be tampered with? Yeah, and to me, it's super subjective, you know, from my background in psychology, because that was my background, but also in somatic experiencing, and I'm trained in somatic experience, so somatic stress relief and somatic stress practices. And even the word stress is completely subjective. You're not actually going to see two people that define stress in the exact same way. So I genuinely don't know how it's fair that she gets to present that stuff without showing proof that this was problematic, because then you can just backtrack as well. And if there's, you know, you didn't officially file a complaint back then. Sony came out, so there was no official complaints. She, I think, turned down 3 separate investigations into her complaint, or into her saying that she was uncomfortable. She turned down 3, I think it was 3 different investigations. There was no official complaints, and now no official medical backing to her claims. I don't know. I don't think it's fair. Let me know if you guys think it is, but can we sue Blake for no proof? At this time, I think we need like a class action lawsuit for like emotional distress. I personally don't really think it's fair. I think it's eating her wanting to eat her cake, or have her cake and eat it too, or whatever the saying is, have her cake and eat it too. And I think it puts Justin at a disadvantage, because you can say anything. To me, at least, I feel like you can just say anything, and then it's like, well, trust me, bro. Because what are you going to say? Like, I felt that way. You can gaslight me and tell me I didn't feel that way? And I almost feel like it puts him even at a stronger disadvantage than before. Because again, it's like, I can just see her team and her PR team twisting this into attacking the victim. Because if I remember correctly, now I wasn't expecting to talk about any of this, so I'm not prepared for this. Usually I'm more prepared. But for Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, Amber also had to go through an evaluation with Muffins. Oh, I feel so bad saying that, because she's so intelligent and beautiful. The blonde hair, but it was over the Muffins. I can't think of her name, and I feel like an ass right now. But anyway, Amber had to go through and have the evaluation done, and that was able to be brought in, but none of that's able to be brought in. So what it can turn into in terms of PR throughout this trial, especially since it's not aired. So you guys are laughing at the Muffins. Do you guys know who I'm talking about, though? The doctor, Muffins. Ugh. It turned into a whole thing. The Muffin Man, not really the Muffin Man. Anyway, I can see the PR angle to this. And she can then be like, he's just attacking the victim. Look at him attack the victim. You know what else she's going to say? In Justin's branding in Man Enough, he said that we have to believe women, or what was it? Have the courage or something to believe women. They're going to turn his own branding. Yes, thank you, Dr. Curry. Yes, thank you. You guys are saving me. She was on. She's absolutely beautiful, so intelligent, magnetic. She's beautiful. That's what I was thinking about. So that was able to be brought in the trial. None of this is going to be able to. It's just going to be like, trust me that I was experiencing all this. And I can nearly guarantee they're going to twist this around and they're going to use his branding against him. Look, he doesn't actually believe women. He doesn't actually care to listen to women because she's already said that at length. Exactly. So they're saying that stage, right? So now they don't need any kind of medical proof. It's garden variety. It's basically trust me. And she could have had loss of sleep from stress, going back to work after a baby or whatever, right? We all go through stressful times. But it's just, trust me, it was linked to this. I don't know. I think they're kind of setting him up in the press because no matter what, his team's going to have to put on a defense. And now it's garden variety without no medical proof or anything. It's going to look like they're attacking the victim. Air quotes. If she uses garden variety, he can bring in experts on that. Hopefully. She's stressed from lying. Lying is stressful. Lying is very stressful. So the judge already approved this motion. Yes. So it looks like up at the top here, usually on the docket, it shows that it's updated, but it didn't. So that's how I missed it. So up here in the blue, the ruling, if the claims are not dismissed, the court will preclude Lively from offering any evidence of emotional distress, referred to medical evidence of emotional distress. The ruling did not preclude Lively from offering evidence of garden variety. So she's allowed to enter that. Which kind of makes it non-relevant now, what I was going to show you guys in regards to, I'll pull it up anyway. Because what I was going to talk about, but this case moves so fast that what I'm going to talk about 2 hours before I hit live is no longer relevant anymore. I'll record reels in the morning. They're no longer relevant 2 hours later. It's wild. So what Brian Freeman I talked about, my previous video, I go into his full, it's only like 5 minutes. I give commentary over this, but this is what I was going to revisit today.
Video.
What's next for you?
I mean, next for us is I'm really hoping that she doesn't drop her lawsuit.
Why would she?
Because she's on a false victory tour and she's afraid of the truth.
So this is where I was thinking where she might actually, and obviously Brian Freeman was also concerned. I love that you guys give me a countdown for my clients. You're the best. I love you guys. Best community ever. If you're new to the channel, hang out in the chat. Everyone here is really, really kind. It's nothing to be scared of here. So he obviously had kind of the same thought that she might.
And the truth is, going to be shown through depositions, which is what's going to be next. I've noticed her deposition. It's set in June. We're going to see if she's going to appear at that deposition or not. And
so he's also concerned that she might not appear at the deposition. And I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what kind of repercussions there would be for that. I'm sure there are, but it looks like he was also concerned. I feel like she might drop hers. And that's what I've been saying. I keep going back. See, until they had that order where they wanted to clarify the emotional distress, unless they just wanted to keep it open to see what he does. But I've had a feeling that she might drop it. So she can still drop it. Yes. So technically she would have to go through the courts. She can't just show up to the court and be like, hey, peace out. Like, I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. But I can't, like I said earlier in the stream, for those that are hopping on now, I talked about this earlier. I can't foresee her being forced by the judge or Justin. I think that would be the worst thing for Justin, to force her in the court of public opinion. Because remember, most people are still getting their news from Google, unfortunately. Okay, there was one more thing I want to touch on quick before I let you guys go. Let me see what's going on. You guys are like, it's popping off over there. Because I might be able to come back on later if a lot's going on. Let's just see. Although I do want to get out in the sun. I don't know why court docket's not loading. I'll give it a second to load. I do want to get out in the sun as well today. See my chickens. Okay. Let me pull up. So I have a video coming later tonight. I recorded it a couple of days ago, but everything changes so fast in this case, and there are so many updates that I didn't get a chance to actually post it. But I have a video coming up later tonight. You might not be interested in it. It's more of like the more of teaching about branding psychology and brand archetypes, but this post is relevant to it. But it was recorded before this. I mean, I try to keep on top of things and then I try to batch create things and it's just not relevant because this case moves so fast. So Vogue had posted this, Vogue magazine posted this yesterday. They put Blake as the first image. And so what we've seen, and if you're interested in it, like, subscribe, hang out, but you may or may not be. If you're interested in the branding that goes behind into narrative control and media manipulation and PR, you'll like the video that's coming later tonight. But this is very specific from a psychological standpoint and branding psychology. So there was this booth and it looks like everyone could get pictures in it. So these are the pictures that people were getting in them. You could be in there with your partner, but Ryan was gallivanting around town with Sean instead of being with his wife at the event. So, you know, there's that. But you could get pictures in here and they would set it up however you want for your picture. Blake was on the cover. And there's multiple things here. White is always going to be innocent. When someone's in a PR battle, they're going to be wearing light colors. We've seen that ramp up over the last couple, I'd say maybe 4 to 6 weeks. When she was out originally on the Another Simple Favor press conference tour thing, I was like, she's making the worst decisions ever for her PR and branding. She was wearing harsh colors, harsh cuts. So she switched over to a lot more neutral or light colors, but she's in white, this crocheted gown. She has all of these like little foam bubble packing things in there. She's locked in, which wasn't required. See, we went through. You weren't required to be locked into the glass. It's almost like Rapunzel or something, right? Like the princess that needs to be saved, the innocent, the hands up on the glass, almost like don't attack me, don't shoot, eyes up. And again, like it's giving this image of the innocent brand archetype of being fragile, of needing to be protected. And it's all the branding she's going for right now. It's the fragile, it's the innocent, it's I'm the victim, it's like the psychological impact of like protect me. I need to be protected. So she's still on this branding tour. This was all intentional, and that picture was all set up to give a certain feel and a certain image. Because again, when we go through this, they could have taken it apart, fully taken it apart for her. Could have done anything you wanted. And some people are wrapped up. It's just the whole image. And it goes into more of that innocent branding. I don't think Blake Lively It Ends With Us lawsuits would have picked that as the image she used or that she took. Freeman has major receipts that he drops. Is it in did like it crash? Because I can't get anything to pull up. Of course, this happens right before I need to go on a call. Like literally the docket crashed. But anyway, so this is what she's still pushing in the branding. Is it going to work? I think in conjunction with what's happening on Google, it has the potential for some people. But the problem she's going to have is a lot of people that are following the case, they're going to get sick of her. They're going to get sick of this. Yeah, I can't even get to court listener. It's literally crashing. That's wild. Was it that good? What was dropped? Exactly. I agree with you. This is what everyone's not realizing from a legal perspective. Even if she drops her complaint, all parties have to agree to her doing this. Exactly. And I still think people will agree. I think it will look horrible. My perspective is always going to be branding and PR, marketing. I think it would look horrible to drag her to court for Justin. Yeah, it's not loading. It's all crashed. All right, guys, I have a call. I'm probably going to divorce her after this. I've said that for a while, that I think his career, I've said that I think she's protected because of Ryan. He's a big moneymaker, but also that this is wild. It's not opening. Let me try to re-pull it up. Did the internet crash the court's docket? Is it that good when it dropped? Let me see. Yeah, I don't see anything in my emails about it. All right. Either way, it's not loading right now. I do have to jump off on a call. What I'll do is I will have a look at the docket again, and I can come back on afterwards. So if there's something really good that's dropped on the docket, I'll start streaming again. So watch for a notification 12 to 1, like 10 after 1 Eastern, around then, if there's anything that's dropped. All right. So I'm sorry, guys, I have to run. No, it's so nice. Thank you for being here, guys. Honestly, I feel so honored that anyone even cares about this. And today was a little unhinged because I got sideswiped. I didn't realize that there was more stuff that was hitting the interwebs between when I first looked and then hit go live. So thank you for hanging out with me, guys. And we will see if there's anything good. And if I can get the docket to come up, still crashing, it won't pull up. I'll see you guys then. But stay tuned. Stay tuned for any notifications. And with that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.